Hey there you guys, what is up? I'm Matt and I'm your expert on everything from smartphones to cameras. And recently I picked up a Sony A7C. I've been loving it and I've been trying out different attachments and accessories on it, base plates, things like that. Most of it is really relatively run-of-the-mill. I currently have 4 base plates or grips, cases, whatever you want to call them, here in the studio. And I figured since I have them hands-on, I could just show them to you guys. So just going through them really quick. The first one is the Sony proprietary extension grip. This is by far the most expensive one. It's just about $200 on Amazon right now after tax. I'm very conflicted on it, but I'll come back to it on that. Next up is the standard and most popular and most cost-effective, the smallrig standard base plate. That way it just gives you a little bit of grip extension for the pinky and gives you the Arca Swiss compatibility. Then you have this one, which I think this one is really cool. It's got this ergonomically formed kind of walnut wood extra grip on it. It feels great. It looks great. This is made by the company, I call it Hauge. Nobody really knows how to say it, but they do make a lot of camera accessories, especially for Fujifilm cameras. This is the first base plate I've purchased from Hauge, but it's very good quality. I really like it. And lastly is another smallrig case or grip, but that's exactly the thing, is this one is made by smallrig. There's a lot of third-party companies that make leather cases and whatnot for cameras, but what I've noticed typically is when smallrig makes these leather half cases, they're typically really good quality and they're usually not more than 30 bucks or so. So in my opinion, it's more than worth the price for what you get. Now I'm gonna quickly go through these guys just to show you what they look like on them and briefly share my thoughts on them. So the first party Sony extension grip, like I said, it's like $180 on Amazon right now. It's first party, so the texture, like the leatherette, matches perfectly. That's awesome, but it just looks funky on the camera itself. I don't like the way it looks. Ergonomically, it feels good, but you know, a lot of people are very into aesthetics and it just doesn't look good when it's on it or attached to it. Functionally, it's great. We love that. That is truly what's important, yes, but if we can't have it, we'd like to have style also. So it does have this little alignment nub that fits right in here. That way pretty much stops any level of torsion when it's being like twisted on. So very simple. You got the 1/4-20 wheel, slide it in just like that. Make sure it aligns with the little dimple, and just like that, you are done. So it is by far the easiest and overall probably the most well-made out of these 4. But like I said, I don't really like it as far as the way it looks and whatnot. Given the price, personally, I highly doubt that I'll keep it. That's just another almost 200 bucks that I can put towards something else. Now, from some angles, it does look good. And again, functionally, it's pretty awesome. It matches the grip of the A7C2 or A7CR perfectly. I believe you get one of these in the box if you purchase an A7CR. There is a ever so slight amount of wiggle. I mean, I wouldn't even call it like play. It's just there's just like when it fits in that hole, there's just a little bit of tolerance, I think, but it's really nothing at all to worry about. Other than that, it's very, you know, it's very form-fitting. It fits on it exactly as it should. Very sturdy. So as you can see here, you just have lock and open, and it pops open just like that. So similar to if you guys have seen the Canon R8. So I have the Canon proprietary extension grip on the R8. This also works exceptionally well. I love that, and it's even all the way across, so it looks better in my opinion. Anyway, back to this. So you just push it back over, hit lock, and then you're good to go. And it does feel a lot better. I can fit my all 4 fingers around it, no problem. So it definitely does do the job, albeit it's very expensive. So, and it looks kind of funny. But if you really have the cash to throw around, and if you like it, that's fine. You know, you can do whatever makes you happy. So next up is going to be the Hauge or Hogue base plate grip. This is actually extremely light for what it is. So compared to this, it's not heavy, but it's a little bit heavier. But it feels like they really were precise with the milling on this base plate, and there's no extra unneeded weight. So that's very cool, especially on these compact lines of full frame cameras. So out of the box, the screw comes not in the base plate, but as you guys can see, it is holding in here once you screw it in. And then this is the little magnetic tool you can use for it. You can also use an Allen for the head, but there's a little magnet right here and it attaches in there just like that. Works great. Next up, let's go ahead and put it on here. And like I said, I think out of all of these, this probably looks the best in my opinion. So I'm just going to screw it on real quick, plug it up and give it a 1/4 turn, and then it's on there. And it, like I said, it gives you that extra grip. It feels great. And actually, I think it looks great too. So like I said, out of all of these, I think this looks and probably feels the best in terms of like the most grip, but you know, like pick your hardship, better grip or more compact. You know, overall, the uniformity of the base plate is very nice. The black complements the black on the Sony body very nice as well. And like I said, that walnut, the wood part of the grip, is it that extra grip? It feels really good. SmallRig does make these pretty much, it's very similar to these. It's very, very similar, but they'll do, I think it's like a silicone grip. I might have one. Yeah, okay, so I do. So this is the SmallRig made base plate grip for the A6700, and this also feels very good. It's a silicone made grip enhancement also, but like I said, the base plate is thicker and bigger on this as well. Anyway, I really like this, and I'm pretty sure I paid like $26.99 plus tax. So this is an excellent product, if you ask me. So far, this is my number one pick. Well, it is my number one pick. I'll still show you guys this other case, but it's different, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this off. Okay, very simple and easy. Okay, so last up is this SmallRig leather case, and like I said, their choice of leather, whether it's real leather or not, feels and looks very quality. So it feels and looks good. Something they are also typically known for doing is they'll have this 1/4 screw to where you can use like a flathead as well as a Allen, but also it's got, you know, you can screw in another attachment there at the bottom, which is great, so you don't lose any of that functionality, and then you can kind of pull this anchor part up and twist it in from there. It's also got a oh man, I know the word for it and it's just escaping me right now, but it's a collar or a locking. You pin it on there and it holds it in place, so it's like a holder washer. That way you don't need to worry about it falling out, which is great. One thing that I've noticed is when I put this on for the first time, you know, you can't really see for the alignment or anything like that. It looks great, by the way, in my opinion. I think it looks freaking awesome. You know, you can't really see per se the alignment of the screw to the 1/4 on the bottom of the camera, so you can't really line it up because you can't take it out because of the safety. So you gotta kind of just feel around for it, and the clip will kind of hold one thread until you kind of go a little bit, but it almost kind of feels like you maybe are starting to cross thread or something. Like usually you're not, but it starts to kind of feel that way, and it kind of worries me. The last thing that I would want is a stripped 1/4 mount on, well, any camera, but especially a full frame camera like this. Anyway, what I did is I just kind of make sure that everything is in place, you know, it's fitting flush to it, and then I kind of take that and kind of feel around, and it's pretty much on it. It's just that safety pin is kind of making it feel weird at first, making you think twice. But yeah, definitely don't strip anything like this. It's not worth it. If you're ever not sure, just don't do it. Okay, I got it past it, so yeah, now it's threading in for sure. And then snug it up, 1/4 turn. Well, that was like a 1/2 turn, but the leather base has a little bit of give in it. But usually snug it up and 1/4 turn. As long as it's not going anywhere, that's fine. Don't need to wrench it on. Anyway, now that we have it on, look at that. Beautiful, right? So it feels great. Gives you a tiny bit extra, nothing too crazy, but it does give you that little bit of pinky width on there as well. But I think most people buying this aren't really buying it to extend the grip. They just want something that's protective and will look great along with the camera body itself, and it does. Yeah, I think this looks awesome. Anyway, you can also, oh, that's nice. So the stitching on here is done very well. Like I said, I think I paid like $30 for this. So when SmallRig, they don't make these leather cases for all of the cameras, but some they do, and when they do make them, they make them pretty dang well. Okay, so correction, is actually $39.99 on Amazon right now, which in my opinion is still perfectly priced for this. This is good for $40. But yeah, I was just admiring the stitching there, and it does say "Free Your Dream" on the side. That's pretty cool. And then you do have this little nib on here to where you can access your battery, and I'm pretty sure there is like a small magnet around here to hold it in place. Usually there is on these. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a small one in there, but anyway, looks great, feels great. If you're looking for a leather case, like I said, when SmallRig does make one for your camera, it is a good one, but they just don't make them for all the cameras that are currently available. Anyway, so I can definitely recommend this. The base plate is like $30. I think everybody should kind of have that, just to, if you have an Arca Swiss mount with their tripod or whatever, it never hurts to have one of these around. They're pretty inexpensive, but overall, I think this is my favorite one. It probably looks the best, which is saying something because, you know, this looks really good, but also it's made exceptionally well, and you keep the Arca Swiss mount at the bottom. This guy, it's cool, it's nice, even if it didn't look kind of funny, in my opinion, to where it's just not, what's the word, uniform or symmetrical, like whatever. Even if it was just a straight, like how I would prefer it, is just a uniform, like a base plate to go on the bottom to make the camera body taller and bring it up. Even if it had that and it had a design I like, it's still too expensive, in my opinion. It's just way too much to where it's not something that I can recommend. You know, if you're the guy to where this was made for you, great. I can't recommend it being somebody where people come to their YouTube channel for advice on what's a good product or not, because just factoring in the price, I just can't recommend it. It's cool, but I just can't. Anyway, so those are the 4 kind of base plates and the case that I picked up right now. I am constantly picking up different accessories to buy and try on different cameras. All of these I will have linked in the description down below. They are affiliate links if you guys want to check them out. But anyway, I hope you guys got to see something cool and you were wanting to see hands-on for one or some of these. And yeah, overall, I hope it just helped. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me on this video. Lots more stuff coming your way. Hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next video.